and good afternoon. Today seems to be a very challenging day for internet reception where I am. It might be because of the wind. Now, what's actually happened, because we've had all of this phenomenal weather, is that all of the plants in my garden have started to come to life. And I believe this is a type of Clematis, but please don't quote me on it. I'm very rusty when it comes to plants. I haven't done anything for a good 10 years. And if you don't use it, you lose it. So when I moved in, I already noticed that this climber was very well established, and now it has these fantastic, bright, vibrant purple flowers that have come out over the last couple of days. And it has started to grow further up the foundations of the property that I'm renting. So first things first, if I had obviously put this climber into the garden, I never would have put it this close to the foundations of the property. It's not as bad as when something like ivy grows up and then deliberately, ends up rooting itself literally into the foundations of your house, which, believe me, I have had to remove on more than one occasion to prevent further subsidence in older properties. And yes, it is nice, it is beautiful, don't get me wrong. I'm all for wildlife, I'm all for anything that is green, or in this case, green and purple. But you need to think about where you're going to plant these things. There will be guidelines when you buy them. You know, should I keep it in a pot? If it's a rented house especially, I would say yes, which is what I've done with a lot of my plants that I've brought over from where I used to rent. They are in what I class as a no-dig garden status. Yes, I know keeping plants in pots stunts their growth. They tend to need a lot more maintenance, and they get pot bound, and there's so many pros and cons. You know, do I plant it out or do I keep it in a pot? But with it being in a pot, the one thing you haven't got to worry about is the root structure getting under the foundation of the property you're renting. Now, a lot of the trees that are in the garden as well, that isn't in my garden, it's a silver birch. It's in the garden 2 doors away, is absolutely gorgeous. But what you can see is it's very tall. So the root ball on this is going to be absolutely massive. And I love it because it prevents the garden from being overlooked. And the same with the conifer, the Syncythia, which I always struggle to say that word, and the Photinia, which is still sort of flowering. But I have started to cut these back at the base to enable my plants and my pots that need a shaded area within the garden to get established. It is a major sun trap, this garden. It's absolutely gorgeous. It seems to be hot for literally all of the day. So anything that obviously needs the sunshine is going to thrive well in this property, in this garden. But it does need a little bit of TLC, and what I'm trying to do with the Clematis, if that is what it is, please correct me if I'm wrong, is I am trying to lift it off the ground so that I can maintain the root structure, which is underneath. Hopefully plant some flowers or just allow other foliage to grow underneath. And I'm hoping to encourage it to trail along the fence. Now, this fence did blow down in all the wind that we've had over the couple of weeks. The posts were rotten. Thanks to my neighbour, we now have new posts. But as I know from my last property, the moment both gardens were absolutely stripped and gutted with no wind support or protection whatsoever, the fences blew down within days. So it's always good to have a little bit of cover, but it does need maintaining. Otherwise, if left to its devices, it will grow. And this is what it's done. And now I've got to painstakingly try and encourage this beautiful climber to grow where I want it and not up the property that I'm renting. Even though it does look beautiful, I don't want to have to be trying to take it off the wall. Thank you.